Virtual Vanguard Productions. Welcome to Cooking in the Dark, connecting communities through yummy food. Well, I'm blind and often am cooking in the dark. Most folks I know cook in the dark because they don't know where their food comes from. This show is dedicated to shedding light on the people and the places where our food is produced, right here in Colorado. We're going to change the way you think about food, one bite at a time. Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking in the Dark. That's James and his lovely wife Amy at Rosalees Pizzeria. Come on inside. We're going to be making the best Eastern pies under Western skies. I'm here with Chef James Ross, who's going to teach us all how to make the best pizza. Thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you, Claudia. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Well, this is really exciting. You know, pizza is a la Americana, really. I know it's Italian, but I mean, I love to eat pizza. I can never get enough of it. And kids love it, adults love it, older, everybody loves it. No matter where they're from, they love it. So I'm hoping they're going to teach me how to make some delicious pizza.
Absolutely. That is a yes. We are definitely going to make that happen.
In keeping with our blindfolding tradition of our chef's past, Chef James was willing to take on the blindfold challenge. In spite of the fact that this pizza oven right behind us is 900 degrees, Chef James promises not to peek.
No cheating.
Okay.
I got it.
So you make it on this thing?
Yep.
What is this called?
This is called a peel, and it is
A peel?
a peel, P-E-E-L.
Oh.
And we use a little bit of cornmeal to keep the pie, to make the pie slide off really nice and go into the oven.
Oh.
It doesn't typically add a lot of flavor, but it adds a tiny bit of texture and a little bit of flavor, but it's not meant to be a predominant part of the pie. You can use semolina, you can use other things. I really like cornmeal. So with our dough, we've got our dough ball. We just get the dough in a little bit of flour. You want to get most of the air bubbles kind of pushed out to the side so they can be a part of your crust. Otherwise, if you don't push some of those air bubbles out of your dough, you tend to have a thicker crust. And that's not what we want to have. A really thin, except for, we want it to be able to flop. Our style of pizza, you want to be able to give it like a 3-finger fold, and just the tip kind of droops.
Oh,
and
great!
So it
I love that. I can just picture that.
It shouldn't be, completely rigid, and it's not a knife and fork pizza either.
Right. Okay.
If people want to eat it with a knife and fork, we certainly allow that. We did about 2 solid years at least of just recipe trial and error, and getting people's opinions. And just trying all kinds of different ingredients.
So this pizza really is a culmination of the entire community that you live and work in.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's pretty groovy.
Yeah, and thankfully a lot of those friends are customers of us now.
Okay, so now this pizza seems kind of thin to me. I can hear it.
It is.
And okay, all right.
And I'm putting it on the peel, and I'm mostly there, I think.
Ooh, oh my gosh. All right.
I think.
Okay, I'm trying to peel it with you.
The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some garlic. So, and the garlic we put on.
Can I feel your garlic?
Absolutely. I get it around a little bit and try to spread it out, not past the crust. And then
it would burn.
Right. We take our olive oil and put it.
Now see, when I'm cooking with olive oil, or any oil for that matter, it's kind of tricky for me, honestly, to be honest, to judge how much olive oil I'm getting in there. Like for example, if I am going to emulsify a salad dressing, right? I'm pouring it in, and I have to really feel it.
Yeah.
So how is that working for you?
I'm experiencing kind of the same thing, and I'm sort of like judging here. Do I have a pretty good layer? Am I way over the crust? I think I'm, decent for my first time.
Sure.
But maybe not an A. Maybe we're in the B range here.
Well, we'll find out when we're finished, okay? Because we know that it's all about the taste.
Now we've got our blend of whole milk mozzarella. And we're gonna spread this around.
Okay.
I'm kind of feeling for where my peel is here a little bit. Spreading this around. Try not to go over the crust.
Right, but won't it like ooze out anyway? So if you kind of build it heavy in the center, it'll melt out and push to the edge?
A little bit, yeah. We want that first couple bites to flop, but we don't want to have too much in the very, very center, or it'll just kind of, it'll be a little too intense of a flop.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go for, let's see, we're gonna go for our ricotta.
I love ricotta. Oh my gosh.
And let's see, normally do this a little different, so we're gonna put some plops of ricotta on here.
Okay, because and then it sort of melts again.
It does, and this is a really creamy, fine whole milk mozzarella ricotta. All right, now we're gonna try to distribute these mushy mushrooms on this pizza. If this takes me too much longer to build, I probably will stick and we'll have a calzone, but calzones are nice too.
All right, whatever, man.
All right, and we've got some sort of distribution going on there.
This is smelling so good already. Wow.
Just put them in the oven with a little bit of olive oil and salt, just a tiny bit of salt, because
what kind of salt?
I use a Morton's kosher salt.
Okay, that's what I like to use. Okay.
And then in here I've got pecorino romano, which is we get for our Caesar salads we use Parmesan Reggiano, and for all of our pies we use pecorino romano. We get quarter wheels in at a time, and grate it, and man, does it just really accentuates, just makes everything kind of pop without being overpowering. It's just sort of that final layer. So. Well,
again, it just smells so fantastic. Now, are you smelling it?
I'm smelling it, yeah. I'm smelling a little bit of fear too here, but in me. But
you're gonna be fine.
I think we're gonna go for it.
You can take your blindfold off at any time. It's not so much that it's going to show you what it's like to be blind.
Sure.
But what it does do is it gives you a salient enough experience
Yeah.
of what it's like to try to prepare something without vision.
If you don't mind, Claudia,
I'm going to get out of your way.
I'm going to pull that oven door down. I want to throw this in blindfolded because I feel we've gone this far.
Okay, all right.
And we're going to go over here. Oh, yeah. Hot. I smell something sizzling there that might not have gone in like I wanted.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a high five. Take off those blindfold. Give me a high five. Okay,
high
you got to
five.
find me, though. Because I still can't see it. I can't take it off. All right. That
was
great.
awesome.
And it smells really good. Do you feel okay? What?
Doesn't look too bad.
I know. Wait
I
till
feel
it comes
great.
out, right?
I feel great.
How do you know when it's done? You smell it?
Yeah, well, I go by smell. I'll tell you what I do. I use a lot of timers. We never use timers during the actual day, but usually when I'm running around by myself, I'll go like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute.
I'm smelling it. I'm smelling it. It's
hot pie. So this is our finished product. Just garlic and mushrooms are absolutely just, I mean, they're perfect together. So that's why I really wanted to showcase these mushrooms with garlic, olive oil, and creamy ricotta. Especially that enormous dollop right there.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Do you have those hot little red peppers?
I have those.
I love those.
We get those from a place in Boulder called Savory Spice. They do all of our spices.
Oh wow.
And fantastic to work with. They deliver them to us.
Oh great. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And there we are.
And how does it look?
It looks really good.
Yeah? You did okay?
I'm wondering which piece to give you because
the best
I don't know.
Piece.
That's
I like
definitely what I'm going for.
The best.
All right. I'm going to go with this piece for you.
All right. Wow. And it's so big. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then 3 fingers like this. Okay,
Yep.
ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, it's dripping everywhere. Oh, my God.
Good drip. Olive oil
Oh.
and cheese. Recipe for happiness.
I could eat the whole thing. Okay.
You know what? You
might.
can if you like.
I might.
I'll make you another one too. Maybe
Oh,
without
God.
the blindfold.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Claudia.
Ah.
Pizza cheers.
Rosalees Pizzeria, Main Street in downtown Longmont, Colorado. Oh my God. Now we're off to Fort Collins, Colorado at the Hazel Dell Mushroom Farm. Look at all of these mushrooms. They're absolutely incredible. We're gonna learn just how mushrooms are grown and who the people are behind those mushrooms. We're here today at Hazel Dell Mushrooms with the owner of this beautiful mushroom farm, Jim Hammond. Jim, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks. This is amazing. Now, tell me, Jim, how long have you been in this business?
I've been growing mushrooms for 35 years.
Oh my goodness, that's a long time. So what was the first mushroom you started out with?
The first mushroom I started out with was oyster mushrooms, which look like this.
This is the oyster mushroom.
And then I started growing shiitake mushrooms, which are these brown ones here,
Where are they?
these ones.
Okay. I'm familiar with the shiitakes
sorry.
and oysters.
Well, oyster mushrooms, well, you were speaking of oyster mushrooms, grow wild in Colorado around the farm
Oh, okay.
on dead cottonwood trees.
Oh, amazing. I didn't know that either.
But these other varieties of mushrooms are not very common here.
Okay.
And then the lion's mane mushroom, which looks like this.
Let's feel that one.
And
Oh my goodness, that's an interesting. See, and I've never heard of a lion's mane mushroom before either.
it's also known as monkey head or monkey brain mushroom. The next mushroom was the cinnamon cap mushroom, which is this little orange-brown mushroom right over here.
Oh, okay.
Then we finally started growing cremini mushrooms.
Oh, okay. Are these the creminis?
Yes.
Fantastic. Here's to mushrooms. And when you're making your next meal, think about which mushroom you want to use. Those mushrooms were so delicious on the pizza at Rosalees Pizzeria. I thought it'd be a great thing for us to come and see who's growing those wonderful mushrooms right here in Fort Collins, Colorado. So we made a trip down to Hazel Dell Mushrooms. Today we're visiting with Jared Sugar, the farm manager here at Hazel Dell. You know, I'm so excited to be here. I love the variety of mushrooms. They smell great, they taste great. Tell me about the mushrooms you grow here, what you do, and what's the process really from beginning to end? What we're going to see, how do we grow mushrooms?
Sure, absolutely. Well, we grow about 7 different varieties of mushrooms here at Hazel Dell Mushrooms. Most of what we grow, about 60% of our production, is shiitake mushrooms, a very fantastic, flavorful, very healthy mushroom. And the way the entire process starts is we grow the mushrooms on hardwood sawdust that we buy from local furniture and cabinet makers.
Oh, really?
And we're actually able to recycle that material, and they would usually take that and send it to the dump,
Right.
but we take it here and grow mushrooms
Oh,
on
well,
it.
that's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people have no idea how mushrooms are grown, so we always enjoy
that's
having
me.
people come in and kind of show them the whole process so they can understand a little bit better about how mushrooms are grown. So these are some of the different materials that we use for growing the mushrooms here at the farm. The most important and first ingredient that the mushrooms are mostly feeding and growing on is hardwood sawdust, which you see a little sample in this bag here. And it's just fine shavings of different types of hardwood sawdust. It's usually a combination of alder, oak, poplar, hardwoods like that. So this is going to make up the basic content of what we're growing the mushrooms on. A secondary ingredient that we add to help produce a little bit of food for the mushrooms is wheat bran, which is what you see here. And this helps boost the fat and the protein that is available for the mushrooms or the fungus to colonize and feed on while it's growing in the bag. And then we also add small amounts of either a greens gray gypsum, which you see here, or this product here, which is just ground limestone. And this helps just balance the pH in our mixture. So this is just a basic component that we add to help the mushrooms grow. And what you see here are Petri dishes with some samples of different types of mycelium or different types of fungus growing on them. And these are samples that we use just kind of to show people. These aren't samples that we would actually use to grow the mushrooms. But what we do is we mix up our agar medium and then we pour it into the plate in our clean room, our sterile environment. And then once it's fully colonized, we can take small samples from that Petri dish to inoculate other larger growing bags. So this area of our farm is what we call our fill barn. And this is kind of where the whole process begins every day. Here on these carts you can see bags that have been steam sterilized with our sawdust mixture. And you can see a little bit of this lighter colored sawdust on the surface of the bag there. And that is sawdust that has been inoculated with the mycelium of the mushrooms that we're trying to grow, or the fungus that we're trying to grow. And from this point, they will go into our incubator room and we'll keep the temperature about 70 degrees. And we'll add fresh air, exchange the air in the room to help the mushrooms grow. And it takes anywhere from about 4 to 14 weeks to fully colonize one of these bags, depending on the type of mushroom that we're growing. And at that point, when the bag is fully colonized, we'll take it and we'll move it into one of our harvest rooms where we drop the temperature down to about 60 degrees and we introduce high levels of humidity. And that change in environment helps to stimulate the growing block and it will begin producing mushrooms. And this is one of our shiitake harvest rooms that you see here. These blocks have been growing for about 15 weeks now and they're fully colonized. And so we've actually removed the solid block of sawdust from the bag and set it on the shelf. And you can see that the mushrooms are just growing all over the surface of the block. So it's going to take about another 2 to 3 days for these mushrooms to grow. And at that point, we will come in and pick up the blocks and just pick the mushrooms off the blocks into our picking baskets.
Thank you so much, Jared.
Absolutely.
Mushrooms, mushrooms, mushrooms. Here are my two 10-year-old assistant chefs, Brighton and Anna. Let's see if they're willing to not only make a portobello mushroom pizza, but the bigger question is, will they eat it? And even more important, will they like it? Hey, Brighton, say hi.
Hi.
Anna?
Hi.
Great. Now, Brighton, how old are you?
10.
Anna, how old are you?
10 as well.
Okay. This is going to be a lot of fun because we're going to make these little pizzas that are going to be just your size. Have you ever had pizza with tomato, basil, and mozzarella before?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, we call those a margarita pizza. And instead of using crust, we're going to put them inside a portobello mushroom. And this is a really big mushroom. It's a portobello mushroom. And so we're going to prepare it by putting a little bit of olive oil, some fresh garlic, and mozzarella cheese with heirloom tomatoes. And then, of course, we'll top it off with fresh chopped basil. Anna, this is olive oil. You can pour a little bit of the olive oil in each of the mushrooms. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Excellent. And then what we're going to do is chop up some garlic. So do you guys know how to separate the cloves of garlic from, this is a head. This is called a head.
I think so. I think I've seen it.
Smack it.
Yeah.
I love doing this part. And it goes everywhere. So don't be upset. You know, it goes everywhere.
Oh.
Right? Do you guys like garlic?
I like garlic.
What about you, Brighton?
I do not like it plain.
Oh no, I'm not gonna give it to you plain. We're gonna put it in the pizza. So I'm gonna chop up the garlic nice and fine. And see, when I'm chopping the garlic, my hand is on top, right?
Yeah.
So we're never gonna cut our fingers. Just go like that.
My hands are too sticky.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
the garlic makes your hands sticky. So.
yeah, that's okay. When we're finished cooking, then you can go ahead and rinse your hands and wash them with soap and water, and then they'll be nice and clean again. And then what we can do is you can take your fingers, right, and roll the basil up like a tube, you know? Put each leaf on top of the other one, right? See, like that. And then you can roll them up any way you like and then just shred them with your fingers. You know, rip them up into, yeah, and then pull them apart like that. So they're in little, can you do that? Got it? If you don't like doing that, I can cut them. Brighton, would you like to put the garlic in there?
Yes.
Okay, now you're gonna put it evenly, right? Just same amount, sprinkle it all around.
Okay.
Can you do that? You're on, buddy. Anna, while you're doing that, take a look at our tomatoes. Which tomato do you think we should start with?
I think either the medium red one or the very big yellow one.
Well, why don't we use the yellow for color? Huh? That'll
Yeah.
be pretty, right? Because it'll add more color. Good choice. Brighton, why don't you start layering the tomatoes, cover the whole inside. So you might use 2 or 3 slices so that you get the whole inside covered up. All right, so place all the tomatoes in there. Don't worry about making a mess. This is really gonna be delicious. So now you just grab some cheese, throw it on top of the tomato. Okay, go ahead. And if we need more, I can cut more. It's pretty soft there. Don't worry about it.
It broke a bit, so.
Okay, so you can just scoop it up in your hand like that. Oopsie. I've got some. Let me put
One
it.
left.
One left. Okay, let me put some more. And we might want to put, how's this? Does this need more cheese?
It's more like 2 over. That needs more.
Okay, this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this one, it doesn't have any of like, it doesn't have much of like the goopy part, so I think we should add some to that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this one doesn't have, so there's one over here that doesn't
We want more
have enough.
cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you're done with the cheese, go ahead and toss some of the basil all over the top. Sprinkle a little bit, and then we're ready to cook it. Wow, look at the pizza you guys made. What do you think?
They smell really good, and we taste tested the cheese.
I
Okay,
like
great.
the cheese.
Oh, good.
It's delicious.
Okay, so you were a little skeptical at first about mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to give it a taste?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you say we do ladies first? Let me plate up some for Anna.
Yes.
And she can, okay, Anna, hand me your plate, please. And I will plate up one for you. I'll just set this on here. And I know I have a spatula here. And then, which one would you like, Anna?
There's one right
On the corner right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Awesome. This is looking good. Okay. That is for you, Anna. And then you need your knife and your fork. And which one would you like, Brighton?
I say the one near the center, but to the,
Right here?
yes.
Okay. You like that one.
Oh my goodness. It's a straight stream of liquid coming out of it where I cut.
It's liquid cheese.
Yeah. That's okay.
I want to see it.
All right.
Turn my plate.
You cut a piece for yourself, take a bite, and the proof is in the pudding. Now remember what I said, guys. It isn't so much important whether you like it or not. I mean, I hope you do like it and even love it, but it's more important that you are willing to try, that you're open-minded and you're willing to try something absolutely new.
I like it.
You do? Mm-hmm. Would you make it again for your family and friends?
Yeah.
Okay. And then is it about the right size for you?
Yeah.
You think you can eat the whole thing?
Maybe not right now, but yes.
Okay. All right, Brighton. What do you say?
I told you.
Delicious.
No way! Really? It's a hit. Give me a high five, guys. Woo! All right. Thank you. Stuff that in your mouth.
Right.
Do it. Shove it in there. Yeah. Right on. Keep it up. Yeah. Right on. Woo!
I kind of wish the camera was recording that.
I think the most important thing is know where your ingredients come from and don't get caught cooking in the dark.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. This program was brought to you by the generous support of Virtual Vanguard Productions. If you'd like more information about cooking in the dark, visit us at cookinginthedark.today or visit us at rockymountainpbs.org.